Thank you for listening. A list of content warnings can be found in the episode description. Take care. Enjoy the show. Planescape Torment, the Unofficial audio series. A narrative let's play adapted and produced by RevocerGM. Combining in-game audio with additional voice acting through dialogue and descriptions to improve your listening experience. Rediscover the amazing story of the 1999 cult classic isometric video game, Planescape Torment, like you've never heard before. As the gate closes behind you, the light diminishes, and you are back in the cold damp of the Weeping Stone Catacombs.
Right. Well, that was the best we could have hoped for it to be. Had we attempted to force our way out, we would have failed. Sure. Yeah, and I mean, look on the bright side. We could have been a snack for that ghoul queen. Hey, there's still time. Oh, what? You want to go back in? Not anytime soon. Oh, no. You see anything, Mort?
You don't need Mort's vision to determine what approaches. Grayish light shimmers across the streaks of moisture, and the overwhelming skitter of clawed feet echoes around the corridors. A sea of cranium rats comes pouring into the hall from all directions, the glow of their bulbous crowns almost blinding. Hoisted into the air by an unseen force, your muscles lock into place, and the many-voiced tyrant creeps into your mind.
You have returned.
A tendril of light whips about your companions, dangling them before you.
Answer is true. Did you strike the Silent King?
You know that a lie here could cost their lives.
No.
Yet, you have returned. Are you a traitor?
Wait. I have information
The flare subsides.
of great value.
What value could it have to excuse such treachery? Tell us what you know, murderer.
The Silent King is merely a husk, a skeleton. He has no power.
You lie.
No, it's the truth.
Show us. Do not resist.
What do you mean?
You feel a pressure building in your head as if thousands of tiny, squirming bodies were pushing against a wall in your mind. Instinctively, you resist, but know to do so fully would spell deceit. With excruciating pain, you beckon the probing rats, spilling them through. Currents of thoughts swirl around, as many as one pours through your memory. You feel its grip tighten like tentacles about a ship. Then a wave of black memory crashes over you. You are sprinting through a city made entirely of chains. Buildings, streets, sewers, and plumbing all are linked metal strands. The blood-dark sky above shimmers evilly as you jingle your way across a woven web of black and silver. You glance over your shoulder, hoping you've thrown off your pursuit, and spy nothing. You face forward, and standing silently in front of you is a creature wrapped in chains from head to toe, grinning maniacally under its mask. A chain dances from its outstretched hand, darting for your throat. You duck. It slams into the wall behind. Another snakes out and wraps about your ankle. A third bursts from the wall to your left, scarring your wrist. You snatch it from the air, and with a practiced flourish, loop it around the neck of your enemy. You yank the chain tight and hear the sharp snap of the creature's spine. Moments later, another of these monsters appears behind you and wreathes its chain about your shoulders. You erupt with a wave of fire turning into slag and sending its owner melting, screaming, and burning into the night. For a moment, you stare at the dying torch, then turn to see a horde of its fellows cackling before you. In a horrid jangling, they cast a web of chains across your body, and all turns to pain and darkness. You tear yourself from the memory as thoughts buffet you about. Pharod, his request, the buried village. You wrench your focus onto the Silent King, anchoring the vision of his empty shell. You pull yourself through moments within the dead nations, Swago, Hargrim, Acasti. You block out anything of the portal, the giant, any hope or belief. You picture the armor and the desiccated husk. You show the Silent King in his weakest form, a dead man on a throne, void of life or power.
The Silent King lies quietly. You have performed well, murderer.
It seems oddly strained from the effort.
Let it not be said that Nameless One is without gratitude.
I ask only for the freedom to search for what I need.
The voices pause for a moment.
We glimpsed your mind and what you have sought. Within the drowned depths beyond our domain lies a sphere. We will light your way to the balance of our territory. You are free now to go. Seek your doom.
Very well.
As before, a stream of light rushes through the passage, illuminating the tunnels ahead. Countless rats file into cracks amongst the walls as you pass, gnawing towards the dead nations. What ruin will come about from this betrayal is left unknown, but you move along, and eventually come to a wide crevice that reaches deeper into the bowels of Sigil. This cavity of stone appears to be a nexus point of pools and rivulets that spill over the edge in icy falls. A network of pegs and rope holds provides a makeshift ironway hammered into the stone, and as you descend, the mineral tang of the tunnels above is replaced by the vile stench of stagnant ooze. At the base of this drop is a platform of mouldering duckboards, slick with whatever filth had congealed here. The stones strewn about the place are the crumbling remains of what appears to have once been a sewage system, although from the smell, you gather the sewage itself is yet to migrate to whatever arrangement Sigil now employs. You do detect another odor within the mix, the familiar scent of carrion blended with the warmth of incense. And now you think about it, the light bouncing off the effluent emanates from crimson torchstones, similar to what you had seen in Acasti's den. Ghouls.
Are you scared of this creature? No, you are.
Down a flooded passage, you see two hunched figures bickering over some captive beast.
Go, get past. I will try. It is fast.
This ghoul cautiously approaches the creature before darting back.
Coward. Stupid beast.
Oddly, they do not seem bothered as you approach.
Meat creature. Troco keeps us from treasure, yes? The Troco must die. You keep treasure, we get body, yes?
Behind them, thrashing about in the puddle, is a strange aquatic reptile. It looks to be injured. Brackish blood seeps from a wound on one of its hind legs, and its spined tail curls about the body.
What's with your friend?
Coward he is, afraid of Troco. Kill it for us, yes? We no friend. Braggart, big ghoul, afraid of nothing, he says. You see him getting close to Troco. No, he coward. You kill it and show him who brave is.
What is that thing, anyway?
It's Troco. One's nasty. Trocos eat flesh. They're not like us. This one eat god body we want. You kill it.
You notice the collector's robes on the corpse behind the beast, and the glint of gold gleaming from the bag slung over its shoulder.
Fine. I'll deal with it.
Yes, good. You get treasure on body, we get meat. Now go now, kill.
I'm going. Chief, what are we doing? What does it look like? Trying to find this damn sphere. And I suppose you think this beast is carrying it? No, but the corpse might be, daggone.
Now you are closer, you see that this creature is huge. Nearly 15 feet in length, with a barrel-like chest and horns protruding from its scaly hide. Its short, pinned teeth are housed in a jaw that looks like it could crush a steel helm. You approach the thing cautiously, readying your axe.
Hey, easy there.
It is injured and looks frightened. You don't see this causing too much trouble. You raise your hand to see if you can distract it, hoping to put it out of its misery with a quick strike to the head. But with surprising speed, it snaps forward, clamping your wrist. Quickly, you wrap yourself around it lest it rip your arm off at the socket as it rolls you to the ground. You manage to wrest control, gripping its snout under your shoulder, and in a moment, the tip of Dakon's glaive sprouts through its skull, and the beast goes still.
Let us not waste more time. Check the body, and let's go.
You pry yourself free from its jaw and kick it into the muck, leaving a thumb-sized tooth lodged in the meat of your forearm.
Good, good. You take coins. We eat.
While the collector's bag held a gilded cup, some soaked rations, and a handful of silver coins, you find no sphere. The body looks fresh, its wounds minor, a broken arm and some ragged teeth marks. But a dark sludge oozes from his mouth and nostrils. You suspect it was not the mauling that killed him, but being drowned in this sewage. Either way, as you leave it behind, you hear the wet slurping of ghouls as they begin to devour him.
Nasty way to go. Poor sod.
This complex of waterlogged passageways appears to be the convergence of countless gutters from the city above. Trickling runoff gathers into a central canal that occasionally branches into some swampy tunnel, flooded from anywhere between an ankle to knee-deep. And every so often, you hear a gurgling sound, unsure if it's the babbling of some amphibious creature, or just a badly clogged drain. Occasionally, interspersing the pipes and grates, you see large stone faces protruding from the walls, and despite the wearing and erosion of time, their details look alarmingly lifelike, less as if they'd been carved so much as calcified. Beneath one such sculpture lies a tomb.
Here lies the beloved mother of Bajin.
The last part of this inscription is illegible. You hear a splash of noise as, writhing through the shallows, another of these reptilian monsters thrashes about. A band of ghouls pounce upon the thing as it rolls, snapping at its prey. Larger than the one cornered before, its limbs look heavy and powerful. The ghouls, though, are quick and skilled, wielding spears and tridents. One expertly loops a noose about its snout, binding it shut, while the others dispatch the thing swiftly.
Gold, feast and be done. We've true quarry ahead.
This ghoul carries itself with greater authority than those around him. He sees the three of you, and as he wades towards you, you notice the knife tucked into his waistband. This is the ghoul who'd confronted you in Acasti's den.
What are you doing here, meat? Should you not be hiding in Hallgrim's chapel?
We were granted freedom. We're down here searching for something. A bronze sphere.
A bronze sphere. We have found no such thing. But many depths hidden here. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Fair enough. I saw you with a casty, right?
One of the Casti's chieftains.
He plants his trident into the ground and adjusts the stole of netting draped about his shoulders.
I am Ilya. These are my pack. We are scouts, hunters. We seek territory. We seek food.
Anything I should look out for?
Much. This place has been overrun. Vaguls, Swagin, Trokos.
He jerks his chin towards the corpse, now being picked apart by his ghouls.
But we hunt a greater foe. Trokopotaka, mightiest of the deep.
Trokopotaka.
White scales, horns as great as you or I. Boundless appetite, cruel. Many have fallen hunting this prize. But this day, we shall be victorious.
No doubt. Perhaps we could join you.
What you say?
We need to search the depths, as you say, on our own hunt. No reason not to travel together. And we could certainly use a guide. Ilya leans into you, sniffing and licking his lips. He gazes over your tattoos, then at Dakon's glaive.
You look like you can fight. Very well. But don't expect us to wait for you. We move fast and quiet when we need to.
Understood.
Come, let's go.
The ghouls finish tearing at the reptilian flesh and begin to wade off down the murky canal ahead. Morton Dakon looked to you uneasily.
Might as well get all the help while we can. Whatever you say, Chief.
Deeper in these sewers, the ice-cold streams from the tombs above have given way to a mix of the city's refuse, forming a lukewarm swamp of shallow pools. Ilya's ghouls traverse these waters with ease, leading you down ever-darkening tunnels, until you eventually reach a wide, vaulted cistern, long past use this far below the Sigil streets. Lining the walls are more of the glowing torchstones, casting a reddish glaze upon the glistening walls and scattering strange shadows over effigies that mark the entrance.
We go beyond the reaches of our hunting grounds, where dark depths are choked with filth and debris.
Ilya gathers one of the blazing stones from a pillar.
Take this.
He hands you the brazier, and while it glows like burning coal, you notice it gives off almost no heat.
Well, won't this attract attention?
Stealth or sight, you choose. Besides, if the beast sees you first, we'll be ready to pounce once it strikes.
What can you tell me of this place?
Is the drowned nations where the hunters rule. We mark our boundary with banners and these effigies. You lose us, find more. You should remain safe.
After some time stalking the floods, your hunting party comes to a ruined tunnel mouth, its edges lined with crushed tiles and broken beams. Several of the marked effigies have been smashed to bits. Apparently this area wasn't so safe after all. Some large creature, it would seem, must have passed here in a hurry, as evidenced by these scattered pieces. Ilya, the leader of the ghoul pack, prowls ahead and takes up a splinter of the rotting wood. His great curling tongue worms out, caressing it gently.
Come. The beast is this way.
How'd he figure that one out? Shush, Mort.
We must remain watchful.
Wading through this tunnel, it is clear any attempt to make it traversable had long been given up. The remnants of old scaffolding lie festering on the ground beneath the shallows, making for a treacherously uneven footing. One of the ghouls trips, catching its leg on a piece of decking.
Get up.
Ilya steps out from the tunnel into a flooded expanse that looks to have once served as the dock of some subterranean lagoon. The wrecked boardwalk, now flotsam upon the turbid depths, floats alongside more of those so-called safe markers. And spotted about the place are several cracked support pillars. They look as if they could hardly stand much longer, and you hear an unnerving creaking sound from above.
Keep your eyes open and stay quiet.
The ghouls begin to fan out, sniffing the air, the strange reddish light gleaming on their jet-black eyes. As you begin to illuminate the cavern, you see an isle of rubble moored in the center of this pool, its bridge, now in ruins, drifting along the surface. And you think you catch the glimpse of a body marooned there.
Hey, look. Shh.
It stirs, seemingly alerted to your presence.
Hey, you! Help!
Leave it.
Please, there's a boat! Please, don't leave me!
Need hungry.
You hear a deep rumble, and a slow bubbling begins to agitate the water.
It's here.
A wide grin stretches across Ilya's face.
Meet mine.
One of the ghouls, unable to resist the easy feast, slinks into the water and begins swimming for the islet and its stranded inhabitant.
Wait!
Great ripples begin to swell over the surface.
No, shit! It's back!
As the ghoul reaches the stack of rubble, there's a wild thrashing, and an enormous body breaches the pool. Its monstrous jaw snaps about the ghoul's chest, dragging it underwater as silvery scales shimmer beneath.
Quick! Spread out! We surround it!
Chaos ensues as the rest, quick to action, leap into the shallows. Ilya, proud and confident, casts his net over the beast's maw as it rises to attack. The others lance it with their tridents as thick blood oozes over its grey-white hide. Just as you think the hunters might prevail, the lash of a gargantuan tail tosses one into the air, shattering the ghoul's spine as it crashes into a pillar, then bobs face down in the water. Rubble and filth scatter from the ceiling as the beams above begin to buckle.
Quickly, to the boat!
With the beast distracted, you clamber over the ruined decking and push off in a small punter towards the isle.
Yes! Over here, cutter!
As you approach, you recognize that this stranded man is the collector from the trash warrens, his bandaged hand beckoning you closer.
Thrasher!
Oh, pissing bear toy! You still alive?
Apparently so. Get in.
Hell's all right, hold steady.
The boat sways as he leaps within, and Dakon shoves onwards towards the tunnel ahead.
No, not that way, back!
We're not going back.
That thing ain't dead yet, it'll follow.
You're welcome to swim, but we're not done here.
Hells!
The battle rages on behind as ghouls clamber over the ancient reptile. It rolls into the water, causing a great splash, and the fight surges back through the smashed tunnel. The low rumble from its chest reverberates around the walls as you slip down the swampy canal.
You better pray to whatever powers you hold true that they bring that thing down.
Well, if they don't think I won't hesitate to throw you in before me.
Yeah, don't think it didn't cross my mind either.
What are you doing down here anyway?
You thought we'd let you outdo us all up there? Nah. Pharod's after something. And we spent enough blood over these years searching, pushing, scrounging further into the tombs, just for an outsider to come in and profit. No.
I saw a collector back near the climb. One of yours?
Aye. Dibbit. But got himself cornered. 3 of us came down. Gaul, the third, got snatched by the big beastie. Must have been a few hours ago now. I lay still until I heard you and those ghoul scum prowling.
I see something ahead.
The punt slides onto a bank, and the 3 of you clamber onto dryish land, moored floating above. The the ground crunching beneath your feet.
Oh, what is that stink? Oh,
Your foot slips on something squelchy and you crash to the floor, a foul substance streaking up your side. You realize now the area is littered with bones and droppings. A dank animal stench fills the air.
powers. Look.
Another collector. Gaul, you presume. His bloated body pale and oozing. Something has staved in his chest cavity, and his organs have begun to congeal in the muck. Dakon steps forward and rolls the body over with his glaive.
It's a nest.
Indeed, woven shreds of rotting wood and bone have created a festering bed. There are treasures, too. Dinted weaponry and tarnished trinkets. But above all, nestled in its heart, you see the smooth glint of a bronze sphere.
Here we are. Finally.
There's a gleam in Thrasher's eyes, dispelling any repulsion of seeing his comrade's mangled corpse.
Quick, get the boat. Let's fill her up.
What about the body?
Couple of green ain't worth it over a whole pile of jink.
I thought he was your friend.
You really are an outsider.
You reach to take up the sphere.
Hands off the bauble! I made it this far. I earned that. You won't take that from me.
Whatever. Grabbing what you can, you fill the punt with loot and push your way back towards the lagoon. It's quiet now. No sign of the ghouls, but for a few floating bodies. You notice one to be the leader, Ilya, the carved dagger still held at his hip.
Who'd have thought?
As you slip it from his waistband, his body bubbles and sinks, and a low rumble shakes the cavern. Oh no.
Shit!
A surge of water dips the boat as the vast body erupts from the pool. You streak your hand across the air, and a wave of heat blasts forth. With a guttural roar, it crashes down, tipping the vessel, sending the four of you and the loot casting over the side. Dakon dives with Mort onto the Isle of Rubble, while Thrasher scrambles over the prow, the bronze sphere clutched in his grasp. Gripping onto the gunwale, you attempt to heave yourself over, spluttering and dazed.
Sorry, blood. I did tell ya.
He drives his heel into your face, crashing your chin into the wood. Water rushes into your eyes and mouth. You emerge, gasping for air, just as a gaping maw slams into your chest. Blade-like teeth rip into your stomach and you are rolled to your side, blood and muck swirling about you. You drive the dagger, still in your hand, deep into its snout, gashing your thigh. A rush of air as the thing rises high above the surface, its gnarled hide stretching towards the ceiling. On the plunge down, you thrust the dagger once again, this time straight into its eye, and slamming into the pool, break free from its jaw. A wreath of bubbles surrounds you now as you are sucked into the depths, the air knocked flat out of your lungs. Meager light ekes through the murk above as you desperately attempt to fight the pool below. The water breaks, and a bright object rushes towards you. The sphere. With your lungs burning, you kick, launching upwards, hands outstretched. And with a burst, breach the surface, sphere held in your grasp. Coughing for air, you feel a pull as Dakon hauls you onto the boat, and you choke up vile fluid from your lungs. He pushes away, a horrid thrashing behind you.
Come on, faster, it'll be back.
I can't push it any faster.
The water begins to bubble and surge once more, but as the beast's back begins to crest, you reach out your hand, and with a clench of your fist, a fountain of churned earth and stone erupts from the shallows, shattering the support pillars. Clumps of rotten wood and rubble topple down, and with a mighty groan, the ceiling caves in. At last, a low bellow reverberates through the tunnel, with a beast entombed beneath. Thank you for listening to Planescape Torment, the unofficial audio series, a RevocerGM production. To support the show and those involved, please consider subscribing to our Patreon or donating via our Ko-fi page. Links to both are in the description.